A secret for two, soon a secret for nobody. Cross the loud river, but don't cross the silent one. The one whose belly isn't full of straw isn't afraid of fire. Peace wins over wealth. The hand which gives is better than the one which receives. A friend is someone who shares your happiness and your pains. One hand cannot applaud. When I think of others' misfortunes, I forget mine. You know who your friends and your enemies are during difficult moments. There is an excess of familiarity at the root of all hostility. To be sure that your friend is a friend, you must go with him on a journey. Travel with him day and night. Go with him near and far. The squirrel does not talk back to the elephant. The real journey of discovery begins in old age. The mysterious road beckons the young man. It is the voyage, not the ship, that matters. Chance all, see what destiny yields. Any visitor to the country who drinks from the river Bengal will never want to leave. Useless to warn one who has made up his mind. In the larger affairs, the minor are forgotten. Body is easily satisfied, but not the heart. Blacksmiths and woodworkers will never suffer from poverty. Everyone has his place, the dead in the cemetery and the living at the table. The tortoise is friends with the snail. Those with shells keep their shells close together. We can only speak the truth when we turn off the light. Eat a rat leg regularly is better than eating a goat leg only one time. He who sows the wind shall reap the whirlwind. Truthfulness is man's value. Everything has its time. One does not sing a song that is not good to hear in the courtyard of one's mother-in-law. Even the tongue and the tooth fight. A lion cannot hear its own roar. Do not look where the harvest is plentiful, but where the people are kind. He who does not cultivate his field will die of hunger. 99 lives may help you, but the 100th will give you away. Beautiful words do not put porridge in the pot. Silence has a mighty noise. The lice will roost on a dirty head. It is better to walk than curse the road. A poor cow can give birth to a fine calf. White teeth kills laughter. He who speaks does not know that the listener is smart. One hand does not pick up the flour. After beating milk, butter is obtained. Everything has an end, except the banana, which has two. Every birth is a rebirth of an ancestor. Patience is a golden path. An axe does not cut down a tree by itself. Even if you do not like the hare, at least recognize his speed. If your father takes care of you until your teeth grow, take care of him until his fall. If the ants get together, they can lift an elephant. If you do not step on the dog's tail, he will not bite you. When the vine entwines your roof, it is time to cut it down. She is like a road, pretty but crooked. The heart of the wise man lies quiet like limpid water. Knowledge is better than riches. Thought breaks the heart. Rain does not fall on one roof alone. The tears of the orphan run inside. He who throws a stone in the market will hit his relative. He who is born a fool is never cured. The elephant does not limp when walking on thorns. The voice of a strong person is obeyed immediately. When the shepherd comes home in peace, the milk is sweet. The sheep with a strong master sleeps with his tail outside the house. Even in old age, the lion lives with power and strength. If your only tool is a hammer, you will see every problem as a nail. An army of sheep led by a lion can defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. Even the lion, the king of the forest, protects himself against flies. Every dog is a lion at his own gate. A smart opportunist can be an intellectual moron. Only when a tree is big and strong can you tether a cow to it. A leader in the community without a pot belly is a stingy man. The lion's power lies in our fear of him. He who wants to be famous will have many sleepless nights. If you fear something, you give it power over you. In its own nest, the beetle is king. Horns which are put on do not stick properly. If you are filled with pride, then you will have no room for wisdom. If the man in front falls into a hole, do not follow him. If you overtake a leader, you break your neck. Glory is found in the family. The older one is, the greater the respect. For each beast that is killed, there is a man to eat its liver. Those who are wives belong to their husbands. Those who are single belong to their fathers. A rich man gains from his generosity. A mistreated woman will drown her husband in tears. The young cannot teach tradition to the old. It is better to hunger than to steal. Peace is preferred to war. Firewood burns as long as it is not wet. A good man triumphs only when he is just. It takes two to make a quarrel. He who talks incessantly talks nonsense. A bad son gives a bad name to his mother. Too much inactivity leads the man to commit any sort of stupidity. Someone's misfortune also affects parents and friends. The eye does not eat the orange, but it knows that it is sweet. An empty bag cannot stand. Hot water does not burn the house. Mutual gifts cement friendships. Save your fowl before it stops flapping. The mighty tree falls and the little birds scatter in the bush. Rather than get up and do a bad dance, stay put. What an adult sees from the ground, a boy cannot see even if he climbs a silk cotton tree. We do not kill a dog because of its barking. In dancing with the enemy, one follows his steps, even if counting under one's breath. A camel never sees its own hump. A dog does not mind being called a dog. A guest who breaks the dishes of his host is not soon forgotten. A woman's strength is a multitude of words. Clouds do not always mean rain, but smoke is a sure sign of fire. You are beautiful, but learn to work, for you cannot eat your beauty. When a bee comes to your house, let her have beer. You may want to visit the bee's house someday. Great events may stem from words of no importance. No matter how full the river, it will still want to grow. You do not teach the paths of a forest to an old gorilla. Death does not sound a trumpet. If you tell people to live together, you tell them to quarrel. Little by little, grow the bananas. A little subtleness is better than a lot of force. Mothers-in-law are hard of hearing. Do not assess a man who has nothing and thus falsify your pen. One does not run to reach success. One does not move to spoil it. Judge by cause, not by effect. Suffering in search of truth gives true meaning to the truth. Leave him in error who loves his error. A house without a woman is like a graveyard. What is written on the brow will inevitably be seen by the eye. Each truth you learn will be, for you, as new as if it had never been written. A house has the character of the man who lives in it. Peace is the fruit of activity, not sleep. A wise man never knows all. Only fools know everything. Before you buy shoes, measure your feet. A butterfly that flies among thorns will tear its wings. Wherever a man goes to dwell, his character goes with him. A good wind is no use to a sailor who does not know his direction. Never compete with an elephant in defecating. If you dream of moving mountains tomorrow, you must start by lifting small stones today. Nobody holds a cow by its horns while another milks it. A man that lives near the river will not use spit to wash his hands. Any river that forgets its source will definitely dry up. When a road is good, it is used a second time. If a lion shows you its teeth, it does not mean it likes you. A liar sweats twice as much as an honest person. When you throw a stone at God, it lands right on top of your head. Don't go into business without thinking. Don't give and then take. Don't love and then hate. Only with aim you reach your goal. Two trees planted together cannot avoid brushing against each other. Tomorrow is pregnant and no one knows what she will give birth to. He who pursues a chicken often falls, but the chicken has to continue running. A good name is better than a good perfume. No matter how many times you wash a goat, it will still smell like a goat. A woman without a man is like a field without a seed. When one is in love, a cliff becomes a meadow. A good conversation is always better than a good bed. One should punish a child the first time he comes home with a stolen egg. Otherwise, the day he returns home with a stolen ox, it will be too late. Confiding a secret to an unworthy person is like carrying a grain in a bag with a hole in it. One who hides their illness cannot expect to be cured. Love and a cup of coffee taste best when hot. It is foolish to start a fire just to see the flames. He who asks questions cannot avoid the answers. A man's wealth may be superior to him. Even if thin, the elephant still remains the king of the forest. What is said over the dead lion's body cannot be said to him alive. The cattle is as good as the pasture in which it grazes. A coward sweats in water. The frog wanted to be as big as the elephant and burst. One who recovers from sickness forgets about God. Unless you call out, who will open the door? If one is not in a hurry, even an egg will start walking. A child who asks questions does not become a fool. Knowledge is like a baobab tree. No one can encompass it with their hands. Let not what you cannot do tear you from what you can do. You must act as if it is impossible to fail. The ruin of a nation begins in the homes of its people. Two men in a burning house must not stop to argue. Do not follow the path. Go where there is no path to begin a trail. If you are on the road to nowhere, find another road. If you've not been on someone else's farm, you cannot say that you're the only true farmer. Nobody can prepare for the harmattan by drinking plenty of water. patience pays. If luck is not on your side, even if you went to a witch doctor, it won't work. An empty pot makes the loudest noise. A donkey always says thank you with a kick. You will notice no hills on the road to your loved one. Two fingers cannot enter the same nostril. Dip after dip depletes a jar of honey. After a foolish deed comes remorse. Follow bees and get honey. A child can play with his mother's breasts in public, but it cannot dare play with his father's testicles. Only a monkey understands a monkey. A black cow also gives white milk. If you climb up a tree, you must climb down the same tree. A paddle here, a paddle there. The canoe stays still. It is better to be loved than feared. Invite people into your parlor, and they will come into your bedroom. 100 aunts are not the same as one mother. Do not tell the man who is carrying you that he stinks. Proverbs are the children of experience. To try and fail is not laziness. It is better to bind up the finger before it is cut. If the palm of the hand itches, it signifies the coming of great luck. Cattle are born with ears. Their horns grow later. Cattle lick each other because they know each other. An elephant does not die of one broken rib. Houses built close together burn together. If you are a flag, follow the wind. When a ripe fruit sees an honest man, it drops. One does not follow the footprints in the water. Do not laugh at the snake because it walks on its belly. building a house, don't measure the timbers in the forest. To the patient man will come all the riches of the world. Smoke affects the honeybees and the honey gatherers. If the townspeople are happy, look for the cook. Good millet is known at the harvest. Every time an old man dies, it is as if a library has burnt down. Don't look where you fell, but where you slipped. Do not eat your chicken and throw its feathers in the front yard. A little rain each day will fill the rivers to overflowing. A bird is in the air, but its mind is on the ground. If the sun starts to move west, find a shady tree. Those who pry into others' affairs will hear what they do not like. The flute player dies with his finger shaking. Every raisin contains a pip. Maliciously acquired gold never lasts long. The needle will be lost if the thread is too long. He who searches for pearls should not sleep. If everyone thought the same way, no goods would ever be sold. Who would tell the lion that his breath stinks? The one with the big horns scratches itself where it pleases. Life is a shadow and a mist. It passes quickly by and is no more. Sadness is a valuable treasure, only discovered in people you love. The dying person cannot wait for the shroud to be woven. From all the fish in the pot, you can only make one soup. Debts make the thief. To love the law is to lose money. When you treat someone like a wild cat, he will steal your chickens. A man who lets his problems get the better of him is like the man who divorces his wife the first time she makes him angry. Advice is a stranger. If he is welcome, he stays for the night. If not, he leaves the same day. A chicken that hatches a crocodile's eggs is looking for trouble. think that there are no crocodiles just because the water's calm. If you have, give. If you need, seek. Fear to let fall a drop will always make you spill a lot. The cradle is rocked, but the baby is pinched. Every man is a prince in his own bed. One muddy buffalo makes the whole herd dirty. One day of rain far surpasses a whole year of drought. Buffaloes are held by ropes, man by his words. Though near shore, you're still in the ocean. Where there is sugar, there are mice. One does not give a gift without a motive. You will never drown where you always take a bath. When mosquitoes work, they bite and then they sing. The hyena chasing two antelopes at the same time will go to bed hungry. Life is like a ballet performance, danced only once. A turtle is not proud of his long neck. A deaf man may not have heard the thunder, but he surely will see the rain. You cannot wage war without the sound of gunpowder. When the donkey dies, the farting will stop. A leader is a donkey for others to ride. It is only the water that is split. The calabash is not broken. He who wears too fine clothes shall go about in rags. Before eating, open your mouth. Too large a morsel chokes the child. One must talk little and listen much. Not all the flowers of a tree produce fruit. Two eyes see better than one. He who has no spoon will burn his hands. The sheep that wants to grow a long horn must have a strong skull. He who loves money must labor. Monkey laughs when the snail dances. When the tropic bird screams overhead, a storm wind is coming. When the cock is before the door, somebody is coming. Rulers are like hills. When the darkness falls, they all speak alike. What you lose in the fire, you'll find in the ashes. Monkey never watches his own tail. He watches his neighbor's. A hen cannot lay eggs and hatch them on the same day. When a ship is broken, the accident does not prevent others from sailing. The goat's business is not the pig's affair. Everybody has his own troubles. The one who fear live. Drop by drop, the river rises. Never say I regret. Always say I learned. You should think 1,000 times before using scissors. If you have to beg, beg the rich people. By all means, make friends with the dog, but do not lay aside the stick. Speech and action make the perfect conduct. The tongue has no bones. Unless you put your hands in holes, snakes won't bite you. There is no queue at the gate of patience. If a mat is not in a man's hand, he sleeps standing. The bee is the doctor of flowers. When you live next to the cemetery, you cannot weep for everyone. By being grateful, a man makes himself deserving of yet another kindness. Slander by the stream will be heard by the frogs. A bird does not change its feathers because the weather is bad. If you do not travel, you will marry your own sister. The vulture says that it has no business with the barbers. On a dead tree, there are no monkeys. The grasshopper that was eaten by the hornbill must have been deaf. monkey never forgets how to climb trees. Envy and greed grow on the same stalk. The earth is not ours. It is a treasure we hold in trust for the future generations. Even a weak lion is not bitten by a dog. He who has bad breath cannot smell it. Only the mountains never meet. If you want to give God a good laugh, tell Him of your future plans. Half bread is better than nothing. The bone given to you by the king is meat. That which leaks cannot stay full. A friendship through the stomach will never die. A proverb is the horse of conversation. When the conversation lags, a proverb revives it. A stream coming down won't let you swim up. A wise man who knows his proverbs can reconcile difficulties. An orphaned calf licks its own back. Before starting to sing, the young bird will listen to the song of the old. Every kind of love is love, but self-love is supreme among them. He who does not mend his clothes will soon have none. He who marries a beauty marries trouble. If you beat a lion, it is your own head that aches. The child of an elephant will not be a dwarf. What an old man sees while lying down, a young man can never see even when he climbs up in a tree. Only the thing for which you have struggled will last. Not to know is bad. Not to wish to know is worse. Whoever is patient with a cowrie shell will one day have thousands of them. Seeing is better than hearing. What the child says, he has heard at home. A wealthy man will always have followers. If you fill your mouth with a razor, you will spit blood. When you are eating with the devil, you must use a long spoon. You shouldn't judge people by the color of their skin. When the boss isn't happy, watch out. Old pipes give the sweetest smoke. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. To each his own. Everybody gets a chance. He who tries nothing has nothing. All good things come to he who waits. Fast come, fast served. We always want what the neighbors have. Every cackling hen has an egg first. The guest is always the prisoner of the host. When your beard appears, childhood disappears. When the lion is away, his cubs are eaten. A stone that is visible cannot destroy a whole. In a fiddler's house, all are dancers. To raise the eyes isn't to greet. If your mouth turns into a knife, it will cut off your lips. You set the trap when the rat has gone. No one fears the night. One fears what steps out of it. The opportunity that God sends does not wake up him who is asleep. Haste and hurry can only bear children with many regrets along the way. It is better to walk fast than to grow angry at the forest. When a mouse makes fun of a cat, there is a hole. Poverty is an old daughter of laziness. Eat coconuts while you have teeth. What a cow eats, a calf drinks. The heart is not a knee that can be bent. The truth is like gold. Keep it locked up and you will find it exactly as you first put it away. If a centipede loses a leg, it does not prevent him from walking. When you have a lot to do, start with a meal. A roaring lion will kill no one. When two elephants meet on a narrow bridge, they cannot go anywhere until one of them lies down. No hill without gravestones, no valley without shadows. No death is different. Where there is honey, there are bound to be ants. Two wives, two pots of poison. The heart is like a goat that has to be tied up. Old age does not announce itself. A grave must not be dug until a person is dead. Hot water is not a playground for frogs. When Allah made Sudan, he laughed. If telling the truth does not save you, lying will not. Not all the trees in the forest make good firewood. Beware of evil from him to whom you have done a favor. Be accustomed to hardship, for God's endowment never lasts. Empty stomachs have no ears. If you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping in a closed room with a mosquito. He who tells you about others will tell others about you. If a dog bites you and you don't bite him back, it will say that you have no teeth. The antelope that is constantly moving will fall in a pit. The bee that is forced into a hive will not produce honey. When a gorilla is in power, the monkeys are happy. A man shows his character by what he laughs at. A person who misses a chance and the monkey who misses its branch can't be saved. A person who says it cannot be done should not interrupt the man doing it. A person whose heart is not content is like a snake which tries to swallow an elephant. A poor man is hungry after eating. An old dog does not bark for nothing. A man who prides himself on his ancestry is like the potato plant, the best part of which is underground. Savings do not rot. Eyes have no veil. If you find a new pot, don't discard the old one. If you want to eat the pig, choose the fat one. The path of a liar is very short. A beautiful girl is not without flaws. A long road cannot lack corners. Clouds are a sign of rain. A village cockerel does not crow in the city. To be without a friend is to be poor indeed. The neighbor comes before the house. A house without an old man or woman is like a farm without a pit. The bald woman boasts of her sister's hair. A bad year runs away, but a bad advice doesn't. If the full moon loves you, why worry about the stars? How lovely is the sun after rain, and how lovely is the laughter after sorrow. If your friend is honey, don't lick him. The only difference between the cucumber and water is the moving of teeth. Perseverance digs holes in the marble stones. If the tail of the dog can save me, I don't care about its stench. If you beat a lion, it is your own head that aches. Only take the wife of a strong man when he is out. Only a fool tries to jump in the fire. If he has thrown the only spear he had at you, it means that he doesn't fear you. You must judge a woman by the taste of her soup. Death is a scar that never heals. It is better to be married to an old lady than to remain unmarried. Where flies are eaten, eat them. When the moon is not full, the stars shine more brightly. He who has not traveled thinks that his mother is the best cook in the world. Those who laugh at others' mistakes often make the same mistakes themselves. The first may not necessarily arrive first. Today's bush is tomorrow's forest. Your feet will take you away from home, but your stomach will always bring you back. He who keeps on trying gets the reward. You learn a lot about a man by his behavior when hungry. He who falls does not rise on his own. Jump over a log, but not over your neighbor's word. A fat woman warms the night better than a strong fire. Things that are stolen will never make you rich. A king's child is a servant in foreign lands. You cannot remove pregnancy by coughing. Water that has been spilled cannot be replaced. A grilled locust is better than no soup. A coward has no scar. If you can walk, you can dance. If you can talk, you can sing. Everyone carries around his own witches. Two rats cannot share the same hole. A ripened fruit does not cling to the vine. Be careful of what you say. Words once spoken cannot be withdrawn.